MTS Road, right across from the school off Memorial. You can also shop for officially licensed MTSU Blue Raider gear from Raider Tees. There's a big game coming up in Blue Raider country very soon, as the Lady Vols are going to come visit us next week and play the Lady Raiders. So get those tees, polos, and hats at their showroom. Idas Tees can put your logo on just about anything. Stop by and see how they can help promote your favorite team, workplace, or organization. Learn more at idastees.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
In Rutherford County, we need a sheriff who leads from the front, not from behind the desk. That's Kenneth Barrett, out on calls, side by side with deputies, tackling the tough stuff every shift. He's the working man's leader, supervising with sharp eyes, serving with steady hands, keeping our families safe. Born here, raised here, he's ready to protect here.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, Treasurer Jam Stewart.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Auctions are easy, fast, and profitable.
I've always been a big fan of auctions. Get instant sales.
Frustration many are feeling is real and justified. Kenneth Barrett said that after the county commission denied raises for deputies this year, and as sheriff, fair pay will be a top priority.
We need to figure out how we can get ours comparable to other agencies and start communication with the county commission to try to get less steps at a higher percentage.
With nearly 30 years at the sheriff's office, Barrett brings servant leadership, accountability, transparency, and fairness. Learn more at KennethBarrettForSheriff.com.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, Jam Stewart, Treasurer.
Fall sports going on. When we talk fall sports, that means it's time for our Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance highlight. TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. You can find out more about TOA at TOA.com. So cross country finished up this last weekend, Rod. Had some teams competing individuals.
Yes, we did. And had some good results. I liked it for our Smyrna Ready Mix. Probably the top finisher we had in Rutherford County in the girls AAA division. Lakin Haley from Rockville was second. And by the way, her sister was third.
And I tried to remember, we just talked about them a couple weeks ago, finishing right behind one another. I don't know if they flipped or if Lincoln stayed in the lead in front of her.
I don't know. All I know is that Layla was third. They had a picture in the Murfreesboro Post. This came in this afternoon, and they were ahead, and the girl that beat them was right behind them. That was before she made her move.
Oh. Wow.
But shout out to Lake and Haley. Yeah, we might as well add a little sister, too. I guess she's the younger one.
Rockville actually finished 7th overall in the AAA girls race. Riley McGuire, also of Rockville, she finished in the top group for them. Congratulations to those. On the boys' side, junior Blake Pilkington of Siegel finished 6th, and Asher Warder of Stewart's Creek 13th. Siegel was the top finisher in that side, finishing 12th. But we also had a team in the AA group almost winning.
That's right. It became very close, and it's a hard-working group. I've this summer, and when school started and had the half days and all that, I would see them running over at the Greenway. Was when I was riding the bike, and even talked to them for a little bit and wished them good luck. And the hard work that they did without any coach or anything, and that's what sets a person apart. What they achieved in Central Magnet, getting second place is real big. That's 2 second place finishes in state now. Their girls golf team got second in state, and now their boys cross country team got second in state.
Came in second to Martin Luther King. Blake Nutter was 14th overall. Nate Dyer 18th, both juniors, so they'll both be back next year. The girls came in 7th overall for Central Magnet. Sophomore Rachel Benefield finished 17th. Junior Catherine Zubkis 29th overall there. Class A Eagleville, there was 114 runners competing, and senior Mallory Lawyer finished 31st overall. So that's your cross-country update there. My TOA highlight person, I'm going to give a shout-out to that team of Central Magnet coming in second. Again, great program. Middle school program's good at Central Magnet. The high school program. So my TOA highlight group is Central Magnet Tigers.
Well deserved.
And of course, Rod went with the Haley girls. So they're going to compete in spring track too. They're going to be a tough group. Again, TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Congratulations to all those folks. Also, a quick congratulations to a couple more people want to recognize signing recently in softball, all out of Stewart's Creek. Jaden Brawley is going to UT Martin. Jalen Stembridge is going to Austin P. And Lexi Pope is going to Trevecca. They've got a pretty good loaded team coming up this year down at Stewart's Creek in softball.
Yes, they do. Sounds like it.
Yep. You can check out dnj.com if you're interested. They've got a big listing of all the kids who have signed recently during this signing period.
And we also have some signed that are going to some of the big schools, the Power 5 schools. In baseball, Caden King from Middle Tennessee Christian School is going to Texas A&M.
Former McFadden Mustang.
Oh, really?
Caden King. You got pretty good, both good fellas too.
So that's where he comes from.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
That explains it all.
He's in that lineage. He didn't go to Oakland. He's at Middle Tennessee Christian, and he's a pitcher. Brennan played third base. I still remember the day I just happened to go over and watch him play, and Tommy Lastorta came over to watch him.
Uh-huh. I was there too.
Yeah, that was you don't expect to see that at a high school baseball game.
Right.
Somebody like that to show up. So yeah, he's going to Texas A&M. That's the competition, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm proud of him.
Colton Barron from Siegel is going to Maryland, so he's going to be in the Big Ten. In basketball, we have Chris Washington from PCA is going to Alabama, and that's one of those teams that's always competing to try to get to the tournament, all the way to the championship, and really a high-scoring team. So that's going to be interesting to see how he does. In volleyball, going to Middle Tennessee Christian School, Addison Burks, and she's going to MTSU. All she's got to do is add the SU to it and drop the CS.
Oh yeah,
she'll be right at home, huh? And then track and field, we have Kirsten Cochran's going from Siegel is going to Vanderbilt.
Ooh, wow!
So
going to get that scholarship and get a really good education.
We're getting some kids are getting some big time scholarships.
Yep. And football signing day is right around the corner. We'll talk about a couple of those guys when we get to high school football. Well, I told Rod, since it's just us two, that means we can talk World Series for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised. Was you not surprised in the outcome? I mean, not the final outcome.
No.
But when, the home team had a hard time winning.
Yes, which is very unusual.
Very unusual.
Yeah, it was something how they thrived in the other's ballpark. And you think the momentum had changed, but it would change back instantly.
Well, I think I said Dodgers in 5. I think you said Dodgers.
I said it in 6.
You said it in 6. And I never imagined it going 7. I thought once they went back to Toronto, I thought Toronto might just actually pull it off.
Yeah, after they won that last game to get to Toronto.
Yeah, I was just surprised, but
a lot of outstanding games.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Wire. It's probably one of the most exciting World Series we've seen in a long time. I mean, you take the game, the extra inning game that went on forever, but we had that to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an outstanding series.
Yeah, baseball never stops, though. I mean, you're already talking about, free agency happens right now. Nobody's signed yet, but teams are going to start looking to see who they can sign. They did start giving some awards. American League Rookie of the Year, Nick Kurtz. Wasn't surprised.
Yes.
I mean, he was hot. I was surprised about the Braves catcher, though. Did that surprise you?
Yes. I didn't really know him.
I didn't either. I mean, that's what shows you, when you're playing on a team not playing well, you get kind of hidden. But Atlanta Braves rookie catcher Drake Baldwin was the National League Rookie of the Year. The Kurtz kid started hot and stayed solid all year long for the A's.
Really has some power, and then as he gets older, he's gonna really explode. I think
he is. Manager of the Year, both of them won for the second time in a row. Cleveland's Pat Murphy and Milwaukee's Pat Murphy. Sorry, and Cleveland's Stephen Vaught won their Manager of the Year 2 times in a row. And then the Cy Young has some twist. I thought wasn't surprised who won. How do you say the kid's name from Detroit? Do you know?
Skubal. Yeah.
Tariq Skubal. Yeah. So before last year, he's had 2 just fabulous years. Before last year, his career record was 23-27. And the last 2 years, he's just been lights out.
Mm-hmm.
Lights out. And then for the National League was a kid from Pittsburgh, Skeens.
Right. Paul Skeens. Yeah.
So
came from LSU when they won the World Series.
So he was NL rookie last year, Cy Young winner this year in his first 2 years.
He's one of 2 others, Fernando Valenzuela and who was the other one? There was another one that won by their second year.
By their second year. Couple things about
Dwight Gooden.
Gooden. Okay, yeah. Skubal, he's the first back-to-back winner since 1819. That was Jacob deGrom with the Mets. First time in the AL. It's happened since Pedro Martinez. The only other, you'll know this one. The only other Tiger to win multiple Cy Young winners was?
Oh.
I put pressure on you. 68, 69.
Yeah, I know. Played the Cardinals in.
Denny McLain.
Yeah.
Denny McLain. He's the last time a Tiger's done it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these winners, I mean, Detroit had a good season, but, I mean, not a great season, great seasons. But the skiing thing really surprised me. Do you know what his record was? I didn't know what his record was.
His record was 10-10.
10-10.
But his earned run average was 1.97.
Yeah. So he was getting no help.
And his strikeouts were, so he really had no backing at all.
No backing.
So they gave him on how he pitched, not how many he won.
Yeah. First starter ever to win a Cy Young with a non-winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what his salary is by chance? I looked that up today thinking about that.
I don't know. It's not probably not a whole lot.
It's less than $1 million.
Yeah, because he's a rookie.
He's still on his rookie contract. Pittsburgh better do something quick.
Yeah.
He'll
be happily leaving.
He'll be happy. Well, the hard thing is, as a pitcher, you never know how long that arm's going to last.
Right.
And the injuries. So he's signed through 20. He can't be a free agent until 2029. But if I'm Pittsburgh, you better show the boy some love because he's going to take that first train out. Tonight they're picking the MVPs. Who's winning the AL? I'll give you your choices.
I'll give it the catcher from Seattle.
That's what I think too. Judge, the catcher Riley from Seattle, and Ramirez from the Cleveland. NL, it's got to be
Ohtani.
It's got to be Ohtani.
Yeah.
Schwarber had a great year, and he's a free agent. He's going to make money off that. And then Soto of the Mets, but. Yeah, that's a slam dunk. Judge will get some votes because of his power, but I still don't think it'll be close either.
No, not really.
So, are your Cardinals going to dip into the free agent pool? They're going to spend some money?
I think they might. I think some rumors I hear they don't want to do a totally rebuild. They want maybe add a little bit to it, but they need some younger, high talented to help them, not ones that are aging and starting, Goldsmith started losing it, and he didn't start out well with the Yankees this year, but he fell off towards the end of the year.
You going to take him back? He's a free agent.
Who?
Goldsmith. He's a free agent. He's back.
Could get him back for a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if my Reds will spend any money or not. They might. They've got a couple of pitchers that are out there in the top 50. I didn't realize as much. I was looking at that top 50 of free agents. There's a couple of guys, pitchers out of Japan and a hitter out of Japan. The price tag that you got to pay their club to get them.
Yeah, that's very expensive. When you get them, when you pay the club and then you pay them, and you're competing with everybody because everybody's in on it.
It's just really a true free open market with those guys. I mean, the other guys are too for the most part, but yeah, like one of the top pitchers could cost us club $25 million just to get him over here before you start paying the guy.
Instead of being drafted, when you have to go with the team that picked you, or you sit out and it's going to cost you for a while.
And then, I know that the big clubs, at what point do they price themselves out of, or do they? Are the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets going to price themselves out, or are they just going to keep spending money?
Some reason they have a complete source, but somewhere that money keeps coming in, especially for the Dodgers. I mean, the price tag for their total salaries for their team is amazing, except they do a lot of deferring. And that's what they're doing with Ohtani. I mean, if $70 million or something, but yet they're deferring a lot of that. Maybe he'll be getting it when he's 80, part of it.
Well, I mean, you defer so many different players. I mean, that's going to add up to you. So I don't know. I wish, nobody wants a hard cap like they have in some other sports, but it'd be awful nice.
Yeah. Well, it's just getting the point where the rich ones, like the New Yorks and the L.A., the California ones have the money, and the other ones are just trying to keep up. And it's hard to keep up when you're depending, basically, if you have like a Soto, New York, gets up to a certain level, all of a sudden they're going out everywhere. Everybody wants them. Whoever's the most money is going to get them.
Right. Real quick before we take our break, did we talk about Botello and the Giants any last time?
No, we didn't.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes.
I've already heard some negative feedback coming against him getting that job straight out of college.
Yeah.
Not earning his stripes is what Joe Madden said. Not riding the buses in the minors and all that stuff. I mean, I think he'll be a good player's coach. Yeah,
I think he's a sharp cookie.
Yeah.
He knows he's not in college. It's not the rah-rah stuff that he had in college. This is a different level. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to talk a little MTSU sports.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products, Fans Heating and Air will do it all. Fans specializes in new homes, custom homes, or existing buildings. Give Fans Heating and Air a call today, 615-893-7930. Good luck to all of our schools and student athletes from Fans Heating and Air.
We're talking with Anne-Marie Brents at Rick's Barbecue, carrying on the Lanning family tradition.
I'm passionate about it, and I have a lot of my dad in me, so I know that I have the same energy and mindset that he does.
It's the best barbecue you'll eat, the smoked chicken out of this world, and those loaded baked potatoes.
That's the biggest potato you can get. They're right at 2 pounds. People ask us that all the time. They're like, where do y'all get those potatoes from?
A quick meal feeding the whole family or catering, they can do it all at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East. Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org. Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, let's talk Blue Raider sports. So I'm going to turn it over to Chip Walters for the Blue Raider report.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and let's start with Blue Raider basketball. Middle Tennessee earned a strong road win in the first away competition of the season, taking down Evansville 77-72 Wednesday night at the Ford Center. The Blue Raiders built their victory behind a balanced scoring attack led by Kamari Land's 23 points, including several key buckets in the closing minutes. Sean Smith 17 points on 8 of 13 shooting, and Javin Carter adding 18 points and 2 assists. Torrey Alston pulled in 6 rebounds and chipped in 6 points along the way. After a tight opening stretch, Middle Tennessee began to find its rhythm, and the Blue Raiders had an 8-point lead at halftime. They pushed it out to as much as 22 in the second half before Evansville mounted a late push, cutting the deficit to single digits with an 8-0 run in the final 2 minutes. But the Blue Raiders stay composed at the line, and Kamari Lands iced the game with 2 made free throws in the final seconds to secure the 5-point victory. Middle now 3-0. With the win. The Blue Raiders will not play again until next Wednesday when they travel to Ann Arbor to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Elsewhere last night, Kennesaw was a 111-60 winner over Point University. Coming up tonight, FIU will be at LSU. Friday night, Jacksonville State will be hosting Carolina. Then a lot of activity on Saturday that we'll get to tomorrow. All right, women's basketball. Rick Ensel announced the addition of 2 student athletes during the early signing period, including an ESPN top 75 prospect, as the Blue Raiders continue to build on their championship standard. The first signee, Aaliyah Blanchard, 5'11" guard from Hoover, Alabama, 3-time state champion and Hoover's team captain since 2023. As a junior, she averaged 13.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, along with nearly 3 steals per game, and that was a breakout year for her. Also, the other signee, 5'9" guard McLean Bobo from Tullahoma, a multi-sport athlete who's already scored over 1,100 career points. She averaged 18 points a game, 3 steals, and 2 assists per game as a junior, and was the District 8 3A MVP last year. A 2-time selection to the District 8 AAA season team. She also made the district tournament team twice as well, winning 2 District 8 AAA tournament MVPs. So congratulations on those 2 young ladies who will join the fold at Middle Tennessee. Last night at women's basketball in Conference USA, Kennesaw wins on the road at East Tennessee 64-63. Liberty loses on the road at James Madison 74-61. Delaware loses on the road at Old Dominion 73-66. And Sam Houston wins on the road at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Tonight, Southern Miss will play at Jacksonville State, and tomorrow night, Western Kentucky will be hosting Indiana State. Speaking of Western Kentucky, the Blue Raiders will be traveling there in football this weekend. That will be a 2:30 start at Smith Stadium on the Western Kentucky campus. You can hear the broadcast beginning at 1 o'clock on WGNS. Elsewhere, UTEP will be at Missouri State. New Mexico State plays at Tennessee. Liberty will be at FIU. Delaware at Sam Houston. Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Kennesaw plays Jacksonville State for outright first place in Conference USA, and Louisiana Tech will play at Washington State. That is it for today. We'll have another update for you tomorrow right here on the Big G, WGNS.
All right, thank you, Chip. All right, so Roddy mentioned MTSU men's basketball. We'll start there first. 3-0. I was impressed. They went to Evansville, got the win. It was a good start for Coach McDevitt.
Yeah, that's a solid program that they just beat at their place.
At their place. I was surprised. Now, the problem is they go to Michigan very soon.
Well, that's okay.
So,
I mean, you might as well see what you look like and see what that will bring and see what you can develop confidence-wise.
So that will be a very interesting test for the Blue Raiders on the road coming up. The ladies, of course, lost to Tennessee Tech. We never like losing to Tech in anything. But he's young. He plays. I was looking at how he had using his time. I think he's got 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior.
Mm-hmm.
And those freshmen are pretty good.
And the senior is a transfer.
Yeah. So they're still trying to learn each other, and it's early. You know, he's won more games than I could ever think of winning. But there's just one little thing that drives me crazy a little bit. He plays his starters so long.
Yes, and that's, to me, it seems like if you would play the younger players, give them a break this year, that's more experience you have for next year. That's part of growing the program, but instead of just depending on them this year.
Right. So, I mean, like the senior you talked about, I think she played all 40 minutes the other night. Another girl played 39, 38 minutes. I mean, that's a lot to ask a young lady to hustle as much as he asked those girls to hustle.
They go hard the whole time. I mean, that's one part I'm impressed. They got to be in great shape because they're just going as hard as they can go.
Yeah, all the time. Moving over. Oh, let me stay with the Lady Raiders for a second. I've already mentioned it earlier. Tickets are still available next Thursday night at Murphy Center. The Tennessee Lady Vols come to, they had a little agreement to play 2 at Knoxville, 1 at MTSU. Next Thursday's our game at MTSU. Should be a great event. Tennessee, in my opinion, has struggled a little bit early out of the gate. The ladies have. Went to UT Martin and struggled. It was tied at halftime and ended up winning. So, you never know.
No.
You never know. So, should be, whether you're an MTSU or Tennessee fan, chance to come out next Thursday night.
I think both teams are going to be teams that are going to get better and better as the year goes along.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally on that. And again, like we said, you want to win every game. I mean, at every level, you want to win every game. I wish I could go back and have told a younger self, Clark, play everybody, especially at the beginning of the season, because nobody knows, nobody remembers, nobody cares in the long picture. You'd have gotten better in the long run.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's
something
that's tough to do.
Something I went by is try to develop, and you got to pick your games. I mean, in our county league in the middle school, basically you have a preseason tournament. Well, it's a preseason tournament, and I remember the first year I was there, and we were playing for third place in a tournament, and my principal, I've sent out a whole new different 5, and he said, that shook me up there when he did that. But the others came in, and we ended up winning it, so thank goodness. So yeah. he backed off a little bit. I said, hey, we're trying to build.
Yeah, trying to build. Team trying to build over there at MTSU, of course. The football team, they're sitting at 1-8. Coach Mason's got his hands full right now. We were talking off the air. It's tough keeping kids focused when you're not winning.
Yes. I mean, early in the season, yes. Middle of the season, yes. But when you start getting late, when you have no real goals except each game individually, and personally getting better, it's rough.
On the road, going to Western is going to be tough this weekend. Sam Houston comes to town for our last home game on the 22nd, then on the road to New Mexico State. There's a couple of games there, those last 2 games that, MTSU could play well and win those games. just haven't seen the consistency you like to see. Last week against FIU, early turnovers. You went from 7-0 down 21-7. It felt like in a heartbeat. They came back, got it down to 21-17, and then second half, FIU could do no wrong. They scored 35 points.
That's where they're having trouble. They've usually by halftime, both the games have all been pretty tight, and then they let the others pull away. But this is important, these next few games, because you can develop. If you can come out and win a couple, this will help vault you into next season and start getting prepared, more optimistic. And you get things gelling and things working in one direction.
Well, that's what you hope for, because in this college football world that we know, coaches are fired quickly and kids are transferring quickly.
Yes.
MTSU had, I believe it was over 60 new kids on their football program last year. So the turnover and things are going to happen fast and furious. As soon as your season's over again, once that transfer portal opens up, there'll be thousands of kids that do that.
Well, there's too many kids now that 4 years of school, they played at 3 different colleges, which is sad.
Yeah, it's sad. All right, let's drive down the road to Nashville for a minute in this last part of this segment. Speaking of teams, the Titans are actually number one, Rod, in one place. Do you know where they're number one at now?
First draft pick.
They are number one in the draft because the Saints won and the Jets won, which means we're in the last place in the NFL. Yay, Titans. And a lot of people want them to stay there.
Yes. If you really want to build this team, this next draft may be even more important because you can really develop depth. There's probably a chance of trading that top pick and get several good options and give you more depth, and they've got to build the depth because there's too many weak spots.
Right. So you want to keep that number one pick. I know the Jets are probably going to look for a quarterback. A couple other teams may be looking for a quarterback, so maybe you can get a little extra draft capital there. The Titans host Houston, followed by Seattle and Jacksonville. Go on the road to Cleveland. It's on the road. There's a possibility for a win there. Then you go to San Francisco. We host Kansas City, and then after Thanksgiving, it's New Orleans. That last game against New Orleans, basically before we go to Jacksonville, could be for that number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's sad that we're there, but at the same time, why do you want to win? I know the players want to win. They take pride in what they do. They're professionals. But at the same time, as a fan base, do you really want to pick a couple wins up?
As a fan base,
Yeah.
No. If you're in part of the organization, yes, you totally should be towards winning.
Right, absolutely. It's just it is what it is, folks. You know what we got. We don't have a lot of quality depth or players, and so that's just the way it is.
Right. The one thing I look forward to is that I thought they did a great job in the draft this past year.
They did
for the level. If we can get more quality picks than what we had last year. I can see, with the Benghazi as the
he's the GM,
the general manager, that he understands talent. He's got proof of it because he came from Kansas City, and they seem to be able to find the talent and pick them up later in the draft if they have to.
Right. So they should have money in the free agency pool. Stack another good draft. Throw some free agents in there, and you can turn it around in the NFL pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You really can. Another team right down the road from the Titans, not doing well. That's your Nashville Predators. They've lost 5 straight. If you're a hockey fan, sorry. They're sitting in the bottom in their conference. So not a lot of good things going on down there, except, again, the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yes.
8-2.
Right.
They've their best seasons, I looked up, their best seasons, they had 9-4 in back-to-back seasons a few years back when they won a bowl game. They're sitting at 8-2. They're off this week. Pavia won that game in overtime against Auburn. He won it.
Yes.
He pulled it out again. He was, again, I'll give him credit where credit's due. He played well, and I dread when he comes to Knoxville in a few weeks. But he won that. So they've got a chance to go 10-2.
Well, this is the best team. I moved here in '89, and that's when I started following Vanderbilt. This is the best team they've had.
If they get to 10-2 and a little chaos happens, they could still be in the discussion for the playoffs, believe it or not, folks. I know people think that's crazy. I think that's everybody, even the people in the playoffs, are pushing them down right now. But you can't deny 10-2. And like I said, there's going to be a chaotic weekend here in these last couple of weeks. All right, we're going to take a break from chaos, and we'll come right back.
Insurance should be simple, not complicated. That's why at Rayburn Insurance, Agent Rick Hull cuts through the jargon and helps you understand your options clearly. He's committed to finding the right coverage that fits your unique needs and budget. Their team has been a trusted partner in the community since 1973. Ready to make insurance easy? Get with Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. He's ready to help you get the protection you deserve.
This is a paid legal ad.
At the law offices of John Day, we take only real cases that make a real difference.
The law offices of John Day took the burden really off of my shoulders.
So if you think you're going to get rich quick with a frivolous case, I'm not the lawyer for you.
I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done so much. I know you went over and beyond.
If we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation.
Pizza. Murfreesboro's favorite pizza is now hiring at all 3 local locations. That's right. We want you to join the Sir Pizza team. Stop in at our East Main, Veterans Parkway, or Memorial Boulevard locations and let us know how you'd like to join the Sir Pizza family. Also, we've made it even easier to order for carryout or delivery. Just head on over to sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan France Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom designed jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, last segment on this Thursday night, we were talking about Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's off this week, got Kentucky at home. They can beat Kentucky. That'll put them at 9-2. Then they come to Knoxville to go 10-2. And I was at that Oklahoma game, and it was miserable. It was miserable. Tennessee's not a good football team. They're just not. They've not put anything together, especially against a quality opponent.
Yeah.
You know, could have beat Georgia, didn't. Alabama got us. And then that Oklahoma game. If we beat Oklahoma, we'd still be a little bit in the playoff conversation, a little bit.
Be ready for if somebody falls out, gets upset.
Yeah.
You know, you can step right in.
Right, but just not playing well. They play New Mexico State out of Conference USA. That should be a scrimmage Saturday. Go to Florida, and then Vanderbilt. I mean, there's a chance, you know, we never play good at Florida, and Vanderbilt right now is the better team, as much as it hurts me to say. So, I mean, Tennessee, you know, they could be staring down at a, 7-5 record, which is not what anybody expected. All right, I got to move on. It drives me crazy. All right. High school. 3 Rutherford County high school players were named Tennessee Titans Mr. Football semifinalists recently. 2 Oakland standouts, Joel White and Craig Tutt, and PCA's Sean Burkoffer. Now, you saw Sean Burkoffer play in that Middle Tennessee Christian game.
Yes.
He is a man.
He reminds me of Buckus. I mean, he was a linebacker who was all over the place, from sideline to sideline, making tackles, and that's what he did. And that's what he's done for 3 years. I mean, you keep seeing his name always. Most teams list all what they have offensively, but not much on defense. But he was always listed on defense because he'd have 9, 10, 11 tackles, and he was all over the place.
And what's funny is he's signed to play baseball, so he's a 2-star athlete. He's good at a lot of things. Finalists, the final 3 will be announced here in a couple weeks. Good luck to those gentlemen and in their competition of that. All right, last week, Smyrna season ended. They went to Green Hill, lost 42-14. Green Hill's got a good team. Smyrna just up and down all year, Rod.
Yes. But the trouble is, Green Hill's undefeated, and
we swept them last
3
year. Yep, and then they're the only one that won this year. Eagle, they moved on to the second round with a 42-28 road win at McEwen.
I mean, to me, that's very impressive because they had the travel, and they really put it to them.
They did. They played really well. Blackman, Coach Kreisky at Blackman. Didn't feel like his team played great, even though they won 24-9 over Gallatin, especially in the first half. He said he had to challenge his team and his quarterback, but they moved on. Middle Tennessee Christian, they just pounded Chattanooga Grace 62-14 to move on second round. Oakland, of course, had no problem with Cookeville 42-10. And then Rod, y'all were where I was, and that was at Lebanon at the Riverdale game. Rain slowed us down, but by kickoff, it was gone.
Yes, and comfortable weather, and enjoyed it. Not very many people there, a small crowd and all, but I think we had talked about that Lebanon was hoping that they would mess up the passing game. They probably wanted to keep on raining and with no lightning, but that was not the case. And then what happened was that Riverdale had the best running game that they've had all year. Vaughn, who had over 276 yards rushing, which is they've had nothing close to that.
Nothing.
But the thing was, he was breaking tackles, and then once he broke loose, he just left him in the dirt, and we hadn't seen no signs of that before. They had struggled. They were lucky to get 92 yards in a game from their offensive running backs. But it was just basically a passing team. And this is what they were counting on, Lebanon was, but they got fooled because they didn't. Actually, there was only, what, you said 12 passes?
He only threw 12 passes, the least number of passes Hampton's thrown all year, 5 of 12.
Yeah, and usually he's throwing for 200 and some odd yards.
I think he must. I don't have the numbers. I don't remember. He had to throw 40 at least in that Oakland game, at least.
And I thought Lebanon did a good job defending the pass, but they had a whole lot of trouble stopping Vaughn.
Yeah, you mentioned 27 carries, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns in that 28-7 win over them. Also, Riverdale football defensive back Hudson Fuqua, he has decided he's committed to Mississippi State, so congratulations to him. He had offers from Indiana, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Virginia Tech, and it's going to be a Bulldog, so good to him. And we've already mentioned, I think a couple weeks ago, that Siegel offensive lineman Princeton Uwefo? I did not going to say it right. Sorry, Princeton, not going to say it right. He has committed to the University of Tennessee.
So we got 2 of our players are going to Tennessee. Him along with the
white kid from Oakland's going there,
right.
And of course you got Tuck going to Ole Miss. So I mean, again, the type of kids going to SEC school says a whole lot.
That gives us 4 of them. That's nice.
All right, so it's time for our Smyrna Ready Mix concrete solid performer from last week in the playoffs. Smyrna Ready Mix concrete, locally grown, nationally known, and we've already said his name, but I'm gonna say it again, Jacob Vaughn. I mean, hadn't done that all year long. He's a sophomore. Rod mentioned that he's a sophomore. He'll be back next year. I think he finally figured out that he can run.
Yes, and the blockers found out that they can block. They stay with your block.
Well, they were a little fired up because they were not happy. Riverdale wanted to move the game to Thursday like everybody else did. And Lebanon's like, no, we're going to just stick to Friday because like they wanted that field wet. Well, Vaughn tore it all to pieces.
And they had, from what I heard, they had to sit in the locker room from 5 o'clock on till we started about 8:15.
Yep.
So they may have got out about 7:30.
The coaches were fired up on the sidelines. They were fired up. The kids were fired up, and
I mean, stuff like that can really fire a team up. I remember my senior year, a few teams were playing for first place, and our bus broke down. We had to wait for the bus to come. You think, well, that affects you? No. When we got there, they had to wait for us, and we were just wound up then. We were fire on fire, and that's kind of like what Riverdale looked like.
Yeah. Rod, have you got a standout you want to mention for Smyrna Ready Mix?
Well, I sure do, and that's one, the Riley girl, where is she at? Lakin Haley, not Riley. Lakin Haley. She ran for Rockville in the cross country. She got second in state, and so a shout out to her. She was the top individual finisher in the state cross country meets.
All right, that's your Smyrna Ready Mix Concrete solid performers. All right, let's turn the page. Round 2 starts tomorrow night. Weather should be good. Rod, let's take a look at the games. Let's start with Blackman on the road at Dobbs Bennett. Both teams 10-1. It's going to be interesting. The Blaze are going to play a lot better than they played last week.
Yes, they are. And plus, they got to deal with a long travel trip. They're kind of going out of character. They're going to have to be fed on the way, and you don't know how that will affect them. They may be so super excited like Riverdale was, or they may be a little flat. So they're going to have to really be focused in the game, playing a tough team that came from behind to win. I believe they were down earlier and came back to win. So this is a big game, and it's anybody's game really.
Well, Dobbs Bennett is quite the road trip. If you've never been there, it's a long way. Their only loss this year was to Oak Ridge. Dobbs Bennett averages about 32 points a game. They struggled. Farragut, who they beat last week, was only 3-7, so they didn't play well either, 27-21. So both teams are looking to bounce back. A team on the road also, where I'll be going, is to Maryville. Riverdale takes on Maryville. It's a little bit less than Blackman, but still you got a good 3-hour bus ride. Maryville sitting at 10-1. They lost to Alcoa week 1, 28-21, but they've rolled off 10 straight. They're averaging 43, only giving up 6.
Yes, that's good defense, good offense.
Yep,
and they got quarterback that started last year's dual threat. Will Jones has over 2,000 yards total, and he really mixes it up with the run. So you've really defensively you got to be alert.
Well, we've already mentioned Craig Tutt and Joe White being Mr. Football finalists. That young man from Maryville, he as well. So yeah, so he's that dual threat quarterback. Riverdale has never won at Maryville ever. I thought my wife was asking me. I said, I'm maybe when Gary was coaching Coach Rankin, surely they beat Maryville, but they've never won at Maryville. And Oakland hasn't won many times up in Maryville.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of when Gary Rankin was coaching, they were in a different division. And then they wanted to go to the top division because they were small enough to play at a lower level. They could have played at 5A.
Yeah, you're right.
And that was part of it. But once they came up, they were dominating. And that's about the time Gary Rankin had left, I believe.
So both those games again, Blackman and Riverdale on the road. They'll start an hour early, being over there on the east. Team heading west are the Eagles. They're going to Memphis. Whew, another road trip. They're taking on Memphis Middle College. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all. You think middle school or high school, you got Memphis Middle College.
I don't know what that means.
Well, they are 9-1. They lost their one game. They lost to Crockett County early, 56-0. They're a team averaging 35 points a game. My worries for Eagleville is, being the small school they are, heading down to Memphis. You think Memphis big, but they're the same size school Middle College is.
Yeah.
I told a kid, I said, just don't be intimidated. I know it's on the road, just like us going to Maryville or Blackman going to Dobbs Bennett. You don't go in somebody else's place and be intimidated. Middle College has only beaten 2 teams this season with winning records.
Right. They have a weak schedule, a lot of weak teams in that area. And so in Crockett County, though, I think they're like a 4A, 4 or 3A. So it's a bigger school and beat them bad. So Eagleville's got a shot, but they do have an impressive, Middle College does have an impressive defense apparently. They've only given up 27 points, averaging 3 points a game, but it could be, well, that don't make sense if the other team scored 56 against them.
Yeah.
I guess they don't count that one.
Right. They've had 6 shutouts. I did see that. But, I mean, they're competition level.
Right.
You know, Memphis, if I'm right, is an open zone. And so there are kids going everywhere.
Right.
And so, you know, you're going to go the better schools, the bigger schools. So, but I think Eagleville could sneak a win if they don't, like I said, don't get intimidated there. Bradley Central comes to Oakland. They've lost to McMinn County, Oak Ridge, and Maryville. They beat Jefferson County 31-20. Again, I don't see them hanging with the Patriots. Middle Tennessee Christian is on the road at Trinity Christian. That's going to be a tough one.
Yes.
9-2. The Cougars came off a win, but that Chattanooga Grace was not a very good team. But going on the road is going to be tough for the Cougars.
Right.
And then finally, PCA, their bye week's over. Now they get the luck of hosting Friendship, and that's a tough second-round matchup.
Oh, that's a real tough. And this is a team that's constantly competing for state championships over the years. So, I mean, this is an established program with a 3-year program, so it's going to be a tough battle for them.
Yep. If we get lucky and our teams win, Eagle will be on the road again next week, probably playing Dredson. If Blackman and Riverdale could both win, we'll have a game at home next week.
Yes, it'll be Riverdale at Blackman.
We'll have another Kreisky Bowl at Blackman, which would be a fantastic game. Oakland probably be at home, and they'll probably most likely, unless Science Hill pulls the upset, will face Green Hill. And then, like I said, you know, the tough road for the Division II teams, Providence Christian and Middle Tennessee Christian. If they won, they would both meet the semifinals, make it that far, which would be fantastic for those. Now, let's talk pigskin picks real quick. We got about a minute in this section. It is the closest race. Didn't see it coming right at first. We thought Bryan was just going to take off, but everybody's slowly creeping. Bryan is sitting with 100 wins. Bill's right behind him at 99. You're right behind that at 98, and I'm right behind that at 97. And
right
then
there.
John's at 95. So we had perfect weeks last week, Rod, me and you and Bill. So we're creeping up. I think Bryan may be a little nervous.
Yeah, he's not used to this kind of pressure.
He's not used to it.
Usually he pulls away. We'll see what he does when there's real pressure on him.
The problem is we're all pretty much in agreement this week on a lot of games, so it's going to be tough. Everybody went with Blackman but me. I'm trying to I tried to sneak in an upset. We all went with Middle College. Danny went with the Eagles. I hope, Eagle, you win. We all went with Oakland. We all split on Maryville and Riverdale. Danny, John, and Rod went with Riverdale. And I hope you're right, which means I'd lose that game, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Danny and John went with Middle Tennessee Christian. You and John and Bill think PCA can pull the upset. That'd be great. Of course, we all agree Tennessee's going to beat North New Mexico, Southwest State, whatever they are, Western Kentucky and Texas. So we're close. We're going to run out of games, but we're close. All right, we're close to ending this show. We'll be right back.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive offers complete tax preparation, financial, and bookkeeping services.
This is Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service. From personal tax preparation to business bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes, at Craig's Tax Service, our staff is here to help.
Get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
As a former Siegel Star football player, I know the importance of the high school sports experience. Good luck to all county student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
Game day is coming, and are you ready to represent the Blue Raiders? At Raider Tees, we've got the largest selection of officially licensed Middle Tennessee gear in town. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, even tailgating essentials. You name it, we've got it. No more searching through random stores. Everything you need is right here at 111 East MTCS Road, right across from MTCS. Get game day ready at Raider Tees. Bigger, better, and go blue.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Don't let concerns about today's events derail your long-term financial strategy. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin, and I'm here to help. We can work together to understand the impact of these events and make sure that your goals are top of mind. While you can't control market volatility, we'll help focus on what you can control. We can connect in several virtual ways. Start by giving me a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, let's close out this show. Me and Rob were talking, man, it'd be nice next week to have some home games in the playoffs. And so even if everybody wins, most people are on the road, but we could have, again, Blackman Riverdale at home and then Oakland hosting home, which would be fantastic. So tomorrow night on WGNS, Friday Night Thunder pregame show starts at 6. And then somewhere around 6:30 or so, it'll be Rod, Brian,